Hi, friends and family. I hope you're all doing well and having a wonderful day. So, I don't know how many of you have been following the whole Kimberell uh, story, situation, scandal, whatever you want to call it. And this is not a video to bash her, but I was sitting with it this week and I was wondering why it bothered me so much. And it wasn't so much what she said, whether it was done in jest or not, whether it was a joke or not. My heart really hurt for those people who went to the service that day, um, discouraged, depressed, suicidal, burdened, just looking for an encounter with God. And what they received was probably not the word of encouragement that they had gone to the service for. And the Holy Spirit reminded me of an incident that happened a few years back during a service that I had attended, and this will remain with me probably for the rest of my life. It was during the service, during prayer time in the service, and usually they would have us, whoever wanted to come to the altar to pray, come up to the altar or just sit or just kneel down and pray in your pew. And I would usually go up to the altar to pray. So that Sabbath, I went up to the altar. I had my whole list of things that I wanted the Lord to do, and I was praying. And in the middle of my prayer, I know it was the Holy Spirit that stopped me, and I just stopped my list, stopped my request, and I asked the Lord, "Is there something you want me to do today? What can I do for you today? Who can I bless today? Who can I be a blessing, or who can I minister to today?" So I didn't get an answer right away, but on the way back from the altar to where I was sitting, my attention was drawn to a young man that was sitting right behind me, and the Holy Spirit said, "That one, that one." I sit down, the service continues, and immediately start arguing with the Holy Spirit. I had my whole list of excuses. I'm too shy. I'm not going to know what to say. What if he thinks I'm trying to flirt with him? Just all these excuses and arguments were going on in my head for pretty much the rest of the service. But finally, towards the end of the service, I said, "Lord, if you create an opening for me to say something, and if he's still there at the end of the service, I'll say something." Service ends. My friend that was sitting next to me gets up to go use the bathroom. We were going to meet up later after the service. So she gets up, and once again, I start arguing with the Holy Spirit again, because I did take a peek back and he was still sitting. He had not moved. He was still sitting back there. But finally, I got the courage. I turned around. I introduced myself and started speaking with him. And his testimony, I'll say the first part of his testimony was absolutely remarkable on how he was led. He had been praying the night before. He'd been reading the Bible the night before, and the Lord basically led him to church, to this particular church that he'd never been to. He was led to the church that day. So fast forward a few months later, he had been coming to another church that I had invited him to. It's a church where I was really more active in the service, in the program. And he had been taking Bible studies religiously, just really, really involved in growing deeper in his relationship with God. And it came a time, a testimony time, for the people who were either in Bible study or getting ready to be baptized. And he was so shy. He didn't want to give his own testimony. So he had the Bible worker give the testimony for him. To this day, I get chills. He had told the Bible worker that on that particular day where I had turned around and started speaking to him, he had been praying to God. He had been praying to God. And he said to God towards the end of that service, "If no one speaks to me before I leave church today, I'm not only done with coming to church, I'm done with God. I'm just done. It's done. I'm over." And I don't know what he was going through in his personal life at the time, but he was like, "I'm done." And he said right when he finished that prayer, I turned around and started talking to him. And I feel like that's what really bothered me about the whole Kimberell situation. To my ministers, to my praise team leaders, to anyone who comes to church service, I just pray that we will be more in tune to the Holy Spirit, that our desire will truly be to serve people, because you just never know what a person came to the service that day carrying. Not just church service. You never know what they came to your job carrying on their hearts. You never know what they came even to the grocery store. just to really, really ask the Holy Spirit to help us to be in tune so that we don't miss a chance to bless someone, to encourage someone, to maybe even save someone's life just by offering a word of kindness towards them. So that's my message for today, just for us to be more aware of how the Holy Spirit wants to use us. Have a blessed day.